we're here with the very first Time Wizard Tuesday. So for this one, I decided to go back to a deck that some of you may have seen before if you follow Edison Format Italia. It's the deck I played a few weeks back now. Some people like to call it Salvo. It's more of just a chaos deck, I suppose. There's only one black Salvo in the deck, so I really hate it calling it black Salvo, but we'll just jump into the deck list quickly. So I play 3 Fader, 1 Salvo, 1 Gale, 3 Caius, because Caius is a great card. Trooper for milling. Chaos Sorcerer, 2 Cyber Dragons, 2 Cyber Valleys. Valley's really great. Dad, 3 Dekos, 3 D-Alch. D-Alch is a very strong card. Helps you with the recursion part of the deck. We have Gores, Plague Spreader, Sank, and Trag. Allure, 3 Book of Moon. I love Book of Moon. It's one of my favorite cards. Brain Control, Heavy, Mind Control, because we have all those tuners. Scapegoat for the same reason. MST, so we can push through stuff. Double Bottomless, double D-Prison. D-Prison is one of those cards. I played 1, I played 2, I played 1, I played 2, and then I just ended up leaving the deck at 42. Mirror Force, Return, Solemn Torrentials. All right, and then the side deck. This is the side I played the day of, so I also used it today online. So we have double Sirocco's for Blackwings, because Blackwings is a pretty tough matchup for this deck. Crow for decks which you need Crow for. Fossil Dynas, Snowman Eater. I think I'd want to play a second Snowman Eater, possibly. Maybe over the Soul Release or over the Crow. Probably one of those two is what I would change for that. 2 Thunder King Ryos, 2 Noblemen of Crossouts, the Soul Release, pulling the rug, roll decrees. There were a lot of games where I would side into Decree because it was a very trap-heavy day, that day of that tournament. But for the match you'll see today, I did not actually side Decree, although it probably would have been good, but it's fine. Chimera Tech, because I am main decking Cyber Dragons, and I have a bunch of machines in my deck. Armory Arm for the different levels of tuning. Catastor, Magical Android, Bryonic, Goyo, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Armor Master, which in the match I realized somehow it was not in my deck. I don't know why. Anyway, so you'll see that probably pop up in chat where I was like, oh, I just realized my extra deck's 14 cards. All right, so I have Urbellum for 7. For a little hand control, it comes up every once in a while. Colossal Fighter, Dark End, Red Dragon, Archfiend, Stardust, and Thought Ruler. Red Dragon was one that I added last minute when I was building this deck, and so far it's performed well, so it has earned its spot. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the replay. So the very first match, let's just go next play. We'll just fast forward this. Turn this sound off. So we'll fast forward this real quick, get through this, because I think we did that like 3 times. All right, and let's take a look at this opening hand. All right, so opening hand, I have Return, Bottomless Gale, Cyber Valley, Gores. Okay, it's all right. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Guy said Happy New Year, so I hit him with a Happy New Year back. As you can tell, I filmed this on Monday. So we draw. He sets 3, and at this point, I don't know what he's playing, but as you can see right here, he is on Gladiator Beast, which I'm going to find out shortly. So he controls this game a lot pretty early on. So we draw and we do the only thing we really can do, which is summon Valley. And I set the Bottomless just because I didn't know what he was on. And I was like, if he goes for the Caius, I can have the Bottomless for it. So I just set the Bottomless. We kept going. All right, so this is when he flips the hamster, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is probably like Vayu or something. And this is when I find out what he's actually on. Boom, pulls Test Ape. All right, so the game's about to get interesting for me, to say the least. We're going to fast forward a little bit. So he goes Mermello, I try to pop, I try to banish, and then he Chariots, and I forgot that it was for cost, so I sent it to Grave, and he rebanished it for me, so it's fine, whatever. He swings, yeah, it's all good. We'll fast forward through this. I take the 19. And yeah, I go ahead and Bottomless here. only because I was trying to get rid of a Gladiator Beast on field in case I wanted to go for a Gale or something next turn. So I wanted to make Chariot not live since he's going to add it back. But is it a correct play? Probably not. I don't know, but we'll see how it works out for me. So obviously he grabs back the Chariot. We get rid of it. He doesn't have a GB on board. We just go for Valley again because that's just what our hand is. But oh, guess what? He has Creature Swap. So things just went from bad to worse here, as you can tell. But I think he has a little bit of a misplay here. I'm not sure. Like, what's in his hand? Did he already have... Okay, so he already had a monster to run over the Test Ape with. But with GB, you don't really want to draw into the GBs. I don't know, because he has the Test Ape. But he goes for the Banish. This is why I'm discussing this. He decides to banish his hamster to go for the draw 2. What did he draw off of this? Proving Ground and Murmillo. I think he summons the Murmillo here. See, was that really worth it, though? Like, you drew Proving Ground, which is okay. But the Murmillo sucks to draw into, so I don't know if it was really worth it. So I don't know. I just feel like maybe he could have did it after specialing from deck, but maybe this was the best route. And then he goes Darius off of the Test Ape, which I mean I kind of understand because he wanted to special Laquari. But maybe just going for the 18 and then going like return this, go Laquari. I don't know. But he goes Laquari and Hop. So he is on the Hoplomist build with the Test Apes, obviously. I don't know if he played a Giant Rat or not. Didn't see any. So yeah, he goes Hoplomist Laquari, sets him up, increases zone 21, 24, as you do. So it's good. This is a big wall. It's hard to get through. And then, he goes for this. And I have the Gale, but I know he has Chariot. So I'm just like, well, it's stupid to do it, right? Because if I summon it, then I'm just going to get halved and smashed. And at this point, I was just assuming like all of these were Deep Risen because I didn't know what he had set. So I was like, he's definitely got Deep Risen, which he does. But so I just pass. Just pass the turn to him. I have 2 Cyber Valleys banished. I've played a bottomless, and then he doesn't do anything else. Which, honestly, with his hand, why did he redrew the Murmillo? Oh my gosh, he just kept drawing Murmillo. I don't know why he didn't summon another one here though. Like it doesn't make sense not to just send it. Like I have an open field. If I gores, you have Chariot. Go for 3 monsters. Like I don't know why he didn't normal and push harder here. So yeah, take the 21. I play the Gores. I know he's going to Chariot, so I didn't even special the token. And then he doesn't tag out. He doesn't do anything with it, so that's Chariot gone. Oh, I was under the assumption that I think that this was a Chariot for some reason in my head. So I thought he had like double Chariot when he activated that one over there. I don't know. I was thinking maybe he had double Chariot, and I was like, oh, so he doesn't care about the Chariot. He really should have just sent that. Like he had big play here, as we can see now. I had no idea at the time. That he had these in hand and this. I mean, he later, I think he summons this, but these were huge, and he should have just, especially Murmillo, just summoned it and swung for the 8. Because he had Chariot, so no way Gores is coming through, so I don't know, it's weird. I draw Lure, I draw my 2, and I think on it for a second. I eventually banish Deko, because I'm like, I have Fader Caius, so if he doesn't have Chariot, we're good to go. So I summoned the Gale because he played the Chariot. So I was like, whatever. Maybe I was mistaken because I was thinking that this was Chariot 2 for quite a while. I was thinking he set the order. I don't know. I was in my head and I was like, screw it, just go for it because I have Fader. So I half and it goes through. I think maybe not. No, he has Deep Prison, right? So I don't think it goes through. No, it doesn't go through. All right, so our banish pile is getting quite big over here. As you can see, I have 4 little guys banished with the return still in hand. So, it's, I'm like, okay, I'll set return. We'll see what happens next turn because I have Battle Fader Caius. All right, he draws Laquari for turn. What does he do here? I don't exactly remember. Oh, yeah, he goes Herc. Yeah, he goes Herc right here. And see, if he would have returned this earlier for Equist, he could have grabbed a Chariot. If he would have summoned Murmillo earlier, he could have used the swing on it to grab Chariot, and he would have a Chariot. So we're going to see why that's going to come back to bite him. So he definitely messed up just a bit there. So yeah, obviously here comes the Herc, which only negates spells and traps, And yeah, so I'm like, oh no, I can't return. Cool, Battle Fader, declare it. He doesn't have Chariot. Okay, cool. So I special summon the Battle Fader and pass turn. Pass turn to me. All right, so we're sitting here, and immediately just go for the Caius. I mean, why would I not? I have to get Herc off the field. I have return set. So yeah, we just go for the Herc, obviously, to get it out of the way. He bottomless. I'm like, that's cool. I have return. So you know what's coming up next. I just flipped the return because I'm already on 22. I'm on 22. I don't know if you saw my rating just then. I've not played rated at all. I think this was my second game. So I was on 22. So I'm like, I'll just pay the 11. It's cool. No worries. I'm already low. And we just send it. We go for it. Big play, big push. Because I'm like, he ain't got gores. He ain't playing it. We're good to go. So I bring out Deko, Valley, Gale, and Caius. And I'm going to sink into my boy Stardust Dragon. I think for a while on this, because I was thinking maybe not to use Stardust Dragon here. But then I was like, if he's on Test Tiger, he could easily do some craziness to me that I just did not want to deal with. And also, I've only seen the one bottomless, one deep prison. So I was like, maybe he could draw into Mirror Force, maybe Torrential. So we just go to the standard Stardust here. And then we enter battle phase, we swing for our 49, so we're finally doing damage after all these turns of him just popping into me. And after we saw, I mean, he could have put me even lower, so we finally swing, get our damage in. Main phase 2, we gotta, do the Cyber Valley because they're gonna get banished anyway. Draw 2. Oh, look, a Battle Fader and a Goat. I said the Goat, but I don't think it ever was used in this matchup because I always had too many monsters. So now look at his hand. He has Darius, Laquari, Proving Ground, Test Ape, and Sam Knight. So a lot of these draws could have and should have been different. So he sets the Test Ape. And this is where I draw Deep Prison. And I'm like, oh, I'm Gucci. It's great. No worries. We just send the D-Alk out because I know I can defend now with Deep Prison since I drew it. Of course, he could potentially heavy, but then I just Stardust. So we hit Sangan, cool, did not want to draw that. We go ahead and summon the Chaos Sorcerer because in my mind, if this is Hoplimus, I want to be able to swing because he's on 31. And I need to just do the 31. So I'm like, okay, this is 41. It's game if this is anything that's not Test Ape. And of course, it ended up being the Test Ape. So we go and, of course, hit the Test Ape. Hop comes out. I run it over with the Chaos Sorcerer for 23. And then I just swing for 18. And then I set the Deep Prison because I'm safe. He can't just summon and get over my card. And look what he drew. Wabaku. How fun. All right, so I'm under the impression that I'm going to win. Obviously, he goes for the Aquari because he didn't have to. He kind of had to go for it here, but he also didn't have to just because he had the Wabaku, so he could survive a turn. But I guess the end result is the same because if he... Well, no, he could have set Wabaku, went for the Murmillo. No, and then I just negate. I guess, yeah, I'm overthinking it. So, yeah, but just Deep Prison. Doesn't matter. It's his plays, right? What did he set? Oh, yeah, the Wabaku. All right. Talk about it 10 minutes and then forget about it. So I drew Trooper, and I'm like, screw it. I'll turn this to defense mode, and we'll just send it. We'll just go for game. Hope it's game. And, yeah, he's on Wabaku, which I did not expect. I didn't think he had Wabaku in his deck at all. I mean, anytime I play Glad, I don't really play Wabaku. I think I haven't played Wabaku in years. It's a great card, but I'm not a fan of it. I'd rather play more aggro builds. And then I do the big brain play of banishing the D-Alk with Chaos Sorcerer so he can't just run it over because it's a 13. So the only play he could do was crash into the Chaos, taking more, and then try to Murmillo, but Stardust, protects. So, yeah, we banish the D-Alk, and then he draws a My Body as the shield. So he's maining My Body. And then he admitted defeat because he realized he just can't get through the Stardust Chaos Sorcerer setup, and yeah, Scapegoat never came up. All right, so we side deck, side deck, side deck. I believe I sided in double Thunder King and double Fossil Dyna. I took out a Battle Fader, or no, I took a Card Trooper, something else. I don't know. I wish it showed you right here. I'm pretty sure I went one Valley, one Trooper, one Fader, and a Book of Moon, maybe. Because I was like, oh, I need Snowman Eater. So I think I sided in like all 5 of these here. Trying to remember. It's hard. But I don't, whatever. We'll just go back to the game. So this time he's going first again. We'll hide his hand because I didn't know his hand at the time. Oop, didn't mean to hide mine. All right, so we'll just fast forward through his turn because he just sets up. And I set. He goes into the hamster. And then we simply watch. All right, you go Deko. Yeah, I think I just double Deko. Back to back, just set the Dekos. Yeah, he goes Test Ape. I didn't set Mirror Force here, so that kind of sucks. So I just go for the book, which it was a waste of a book. If I would have just set Mirror, it would have been fine. And then we just eat the 7. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. So I summon Cyber, set Mirror Force. Keep it going. We use it, yeah, he knows. Although, honestly, in my opinion, he should have turned this to defense mode. I don't really know why he'd leave this in attack mode or turn this to defense mode and attack with this one. He should have did something with one of them. Next play, let's go. Alright, so what did I set? Sangan. Yeah, I set Sangan Mirror Force to try and bait it. And he upstarts. And I think he goes for it this time. Because I didn't do anything last turn. And then, of course, I just Mirror Force his board. So the first game we had a big return comeback. And I think this game I'm just in control for most of the game. So we go Sangan. I go into Cataster, I believe. Yeah. We get bottom list. I grab Black Salvo because I have 2 Dekos in the graveyard. And then we just set pass. He MSTs it so the book gets no value besides being MST bait and, Solemn just sitting there chilling, which is great because, Solemn's a great card. So we have the Cyber. I could have Cyber Chiast here, but I decided to go for a different route. So I go Cyber Salvo instead so I can synchro into Thought Ruler Archfiend. Could also made a 3,000 Chimera Tech right here if I wanted to, but that's not what we're doing. Alright, so we sync Thought Ruler, swing. I gain 7, he specials, and I think I main phase 2 Chaos Sorcerer. And I special it in defense mode because I've seen what his deck kind of is. So I kind of assumed he was playing Shrinks. And so I halved here. Not halved here, sorry. Because I assumed he was playing Shrinks and, he can get over Chaos. I think, and at the time, I was thinking Shrink is just attack. It might be attack and defense, but in my brain, it's just attack. So I went in defense mode with it. And I didn't want to look it up. And then, of course, we banish because I don't want him to have any monsters. He chariots. We Solemn. Thank God he MST'd the Book of Moon, right? So we keep going. We did leave this in defense mode, which is bad. But there was nothing I could really do about that. It had to happen in order for me to make the Thought Ruler. Because I was worried about him having things that could target, like the D prisons and stuff. I hadn't seen any D prisons this game. And, so he goes for this interesting play here. So I thought, he's just going to swing here and Murmillo me, but he attacks Thought Ruler. And it confuses me. And I'm like, okay. So I thumbs up. And he says, damage depth Shrink. So what does Shrink do? It is the attack only. So I was correct on that for the 2,000 defense. And then, of course, I just chain Thought Ruler because, it can negate spells and traps target psychics. And he's like, can't damage step. And I'm like, yeah, you can. Send the link. Looked it up. And he's like, oh, crap. Didn't realize it was a quick effect. And, yeah, that's the game. So A quick little 2-0 over GBs. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Gladiator Beast deck. I don't like his build. No offense to this guy, obviously. But, yes, this is the deck I took to the tournament. Got second place. My only loss was in time in the final round to the guy who went undefeated. So the deck seems to still be working. This is the first time I've played it since that tournament because I do not play online. But we're starting up this series. I will be playing online a lot more. And hopefully you guys enjoy the games. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And let me know what you think of this Chaos Deko Salvo deck. Thanks for watching, guys.